Starting Mary Skelter 2 today. I do have the DLCs. We're gonna see where this goes. I will not be playing on hard. Okay, I'll play on hard for a time to show you how hard it is. But if I get to a point where it's giving me trouble, I will be switching the difficulty down to normal. And if I can't get past that, I'll switch it even further down to easy. The reason I'm doing this is to show you that this game is hard. Like all games they make, difficulty is unbalanced. Here's an intro. If you haven't noticed, all of them share the names of what we believe to be fairy tales. Not all of them are exactly fairy tales, but it's how they're named. Tales, of course. If you played Nightmares, everyone will look different to you, but you're supposed to play this one first anyway. Sisters? So they are sisters. Ready? I've got chills for some reason. And that. I'm gonna start Mary Skelter 2. I have the DLC, so yeah. I want that on auto. That way you guys can hear it. This will be normal. They might say a lot of things at times. This will work. This is what the settings I'll be playing with. Hopefully that's good enough for you. But as I said, I have the DLC. And starting with here, we have higher enemy stats. It also increases the experience. It increases rewards, essentially. But it has higher enemy stats, and the minimap will not appear when we encounter a nightmare. All of that will be important later. For now, we get the Blood Maidens swimsuits, Deafening Request Job Attire 1, Job Attire 2, Jailbreak Support Goods, Slow of Prejudice, Circuit of Agreement, Tunic of Amnesty, Bracelet of Wardenship, Factor's Medkit, young AED, and the all-hail capsule, and homing amplifiers, and flash grenades.
What used to be one of Japan's busiest cities has
And,
disappeared from the surface of the earth.
and yes, I will be using DLC.
Today, where the city used to reside, is now a huge crater as deep and dark as the abyss, adorned with the most outlandish of environments.
What's that supposed to mean?
Among them is an unusual tower, so to speak, that points toward the white moon above the skies. The people who thrived in that city are now monitored by creatures known as Martians.
Martians?
Who unduly torture the people day in and day out. Time has passed to where the name of the city is lost. Now, people there refer to this living hell as the unescapable living prison, jail.
Jail. Some people will be quiet, some will be much louder. You ain't gonna like this. But you will hear that a lot. Well, let's get started with the prologue, shall we?
All right. I don't see any enemies around. Now's our chance to make our move. This place is really creepy. You only hope that everyone is safe. I can at least tell they're alive. And locked, too.
Doesn't mean they're safe, judging from the moans and shrieks I keep hearing.
It's scary, but I'll do my best. Don't you worry, my princess. I'll protect you no matter what. I can't believe you said it with such a straight face. But thank you, Otsuu. That smile on your face is all I need from you, my dear little mermaid. That said, Red Riding Hood sure is taking her sweet time. Oh, sis! What took you so long?
Sorry about that. I just didn't expect so many of those monsters around.
It doesn't help with you going in weapon ablaze.
Now, Otsuu. Sister, take care of him, so we can go in nice and safe now.
Yep, I like my approach simple, straight, and to the point. No beating around the bush.
I was trying to say that rushing in without us could be dangerous for everyone.
Jail tower is eerie as usual. I was told this town was once a bustling city full of people. The elders called it Japan, I think. They said there was no chasm like this and that it wasn't covered in all this weirdness. And what's with that tower? It seems to go ever closer to that white moon up above. Those who live in the city are held captive only to be tortured by creatures called Martians. I doubt anyone really remembers what this state was once called. Living prison, jail. I don't know if you can really survive here. I'll get used to that sound. The jail sounds hungry.
Otsuu? Hey, Otsuu. Oh, are you all right? You don't look well.
I'm fine, my princess. Absolutely fine.
You haven't been sleeping much, have you? Why not go and beat some monsters up? Should wake you up.
I'm not like you, Red Riding Hood.
Aw, now you hurt your big sister's feelings. Joking aside, pay attention. Fighting without a clear head is pretty darn dangerous.
You don't have to tell me that.
This will all work out, right?
Don't you worry, my princess. We're only a few steps away from meeting the Blood Maidens.
Acting like a prince only in front of Mermy, huh?
What? Do you want to be treated the same?
Hell no!
Now, you two. I can only hope that our newly found Blood Maiden is safe.
If she really is a blood maiden, she should easily be able to take some torture.
I doubt she's like you. Now then, to the cell where our Blood Maiden awaits, so that...
A Martian!
I knew they wouldn't let us through that easily.
Stay behind me, my princess. Now! Come at me!
This will tell us about battles. Win battles by defeating all enemies. The battle ends if everyone in your party is KO'd. This normally never happens on easy, but it does happen fairly common on fear. Well, against normal enemies, it's fairly common. It's fair. On normal, it doesn't really happen to normal enemies all that much. Usually. The higher the AGI, the faster they move. It's not really all that important right now. Otsuu has 5 different commands: attack, skill, defend, item, and escape. In fact, I think she's the only one who can use items without a skill that allows her to use items. The Blood Maidens have the same 4 commands, but no items. But there is a certain 2 people who can use items. Defend, you reduce the damage you're going to take from enemies, but it doesn't really... You can't win by defending. When escaping may let you escape from battle. I will probably be avoiding both those commands a lot. Experience and blood crystals are the important things here. Okay, gold too, but that's besides the point. Alright, so these things are to water. I don't recommend it right now.
I'll do my best.
Except for Little Mermaid.
We won!
After every battle, people get experience. Experience has a split in it. So, and what it does is it will round it up to the nearest number that contributes to everyone. So say I got 15 and I had 4 party members. Well, you can't split 15 evenly among 4 party members. So it would round that up to 16 to give me 4 to every party member. You can have 6 members in the party at a time. Everyone can have a partner. Partners can do different things depending on who it is. As a side note, Red Riding Hood in Nightmares looks different. The most notable difference here is not just her outfit, but her hair. That longer part, yeah, that doesn't exist in Nightmares. But this is an alternate timeline, which is why we're doing it first, instead of the normal timeline. Okay, so I'm not gonna read all this. This will take way too long if I read it all out loud. But if you want to read it, and if I'm going too fast, you can pause, I guess. So she's the big sister type. And it seems like we're here for a Blood Maiden. This tells us all about collection points, treasures, the dungeons. We've got the party window, which shows what our party is like, the next objective, the minimap, the floor, information, stuff like that. We can also set up an autopilot. But only if we've been there before. And we have to be able to reach it too. Don't go walking off edges, you don't want to do that. Okay, we'll go that way later.
Here they come. Here I
I'll play till like the first save point, I guess, but,
I'll do my best.
you know.
I'll crush them all.
Is there a way I can, like... Okay, this will tell us about the, party setting and whatnot. But tells us about skill settings, skill creation, ability slots, partners, formation, all that stuff that you can find in here, which is not necessary as of now.
Here, an enemy.
I actually do want to turn that up a little bit, because some characters can be pretty quiet. Here we get the prisoner cuffs. The thing about prisoner cuffs is they are not good for any reason. But I'll put them on Red Riding Hood for now, since you can use them. Let's go here. It says about this elemental wheel. Ignore it. Nothing really makes a whole lot of sense here. Tells us about blood splattering and weak points. When the blood splatter gauge is maxed in the next turn, they will enter massacre mode and they'll be able to use their massacre skills. These skills are interesting. There may be a skill that, there's some criticals that can also do it. But the thing about
Ready for battle.
massacre skills is, despite this, I'm gonna show it off here.
Here I go.
Wow, that sucked.
I can't hold it back. Come.
I'm curious, do I have someone to pick her up? Yes, I do.
Here I
Okay.
go.
I'm back.
Come.
Well, this sucks. Let me actually do this. Okay. I was gonna show off massacre skills, but essentially what they do is
Here I go.
My
they're affected by your
I'll
stats
crush them all.
that I'll show here.
Level up.
HP are your hit points, denotes how much damage you can take before you die. SP, your skill points, how much you can use to use skills. Attack is physical damage, defense is physical defense. Tech is your magical damage, your mentality is your magical defense, agility is your speed, and luck, it's for your critical chance, or I think it affects a few things. The next blood amount, I don't know what that's about. We'll ignore it. Otsuu can be developed for either purpose. The Little Mermaid is best suited towards being created for magical purposes, and the Riding Hood can be developed for either purpose. Most people use her for healing purposes. Healing and physical damage is what I think most people use her for. That's what I use her for. So we know Otsuu is essentially the princely type, and the Little Mermaid is essentially the princess. Red Riding Hood is essentially a big sister. The thing about massacre skills is, there may be some skills that say that I have, oh boy, what am I looking for? Here it is. Say there was like an impact, right? Well, that's what the skill is. It's physical. Say that there was like a mass impact. Well, it would still use my physical stat, but would be more powerful from these abilities. Some of these abilities do not exist regularly, but they choose your higher stat over your lower when it is calculating damage for physical or magical. If you have a higher physical stat, it will overwrite what would be a magical preference, instead of using it for magic. It becomes then,
Ready for battle.
so if it was originally magic, it would then be physical.
I'm not done yet.
Going. Nice. I'll cut you to bits. I'll cut you open.
We won.
Okay. I can't use any blood abilities yet. That's for later.
Boingy.
Now,
Found an item.
okay.
Here they come.
I want to explore as much of this place as we can
Here I go.
on our first run through.
We won.
Level up.
I'm not gonna spend every level showing you what's new about somebody's stats. It'd be very stupid.
Lucky me.
I'll stay on the screen for a small amount of time,
Here they
but
come.
really, it'd be more fun just to move on.
I'll do my best. This should do it.
But these enemies are pretty weak, and for the most part,
Here it comes. Here I go.
yeah, even she wouldn't
We
do that
won.
much damage with her regular attack.
Level up. Level up. All done.
Now, everyone has a base stat, and that is what they would be without the equipment. So Otsuu would have 29 attack here and 6 agility. The way party members, you will get more party members, and the way they join is they join at the highest level. They match the level of your highest level party member, but no experience. This talks about licking. It removes the blood splatters, but and it gives you a benefit in exchange. More often than not, I won't be using it.
Prepare yourself. Here I go.
Okay.
Prepare yourself.
I'll talk about that
I'll
later
do my best.
when it's important. I'll talk about the 3 types of blood crystals later. It's not important right now, obviously. Well, the thing about something interesting is that apparently licking is supposed to help heal. But again, the bacteria in your mouth is also not good for the bloodstream, which, interestingly enough, how can that be? Let's see, a dual sword. I want to put that on Otsuu. It will decrease her agility a little bit, but make her more powerful. It's important.
Lucky me.
Spare rations, gimmick piece,
We got them! Leave it to me.
Here I go.
actually,
I'll cut you to bits.
yep.
Is everyone all right?
I receive my skill points, if I can.
Be careful.
Here I go.
I'll do my best.
Well,
Going.
that's not gonna help.
I'll crush them all.
Piece of paper. It seems as if it won't be as easy as expected to search the cells. So some kind of memo. I should explain these 3. Otsuu is based on that crane wife story, which we'll see mention of, which we'll see something of relating to that later. Little Mermaid, based off the Little Mermaid. We'll see something of this later. I might change it over to Japanese so we can hear what that is like, but I don't know. Red Riding Hood, based off of Little Red, right? Is based off of Red Riding Hood, you know. You can actually see a mention of the wolf in one of her forms. I don't know if it's in Massacre, but it's definitely in Blood Skelter, which we'll learn about later. So yeah, this icon will appear. It's pointless sometimes. But since we're coming up on 30 minutes, and I really don't want to spend too long, I will see you guys next time, where we see if we can meet up with this Blood Maiden. This is a pretty long game. And some things are not good. But hey, what can we do? See you guys next time. Bye-bye.